Hi there, today I wanted to talk about a Marvel Omnibus, but not the normal big-sized omnibus. This is a Spiderman Deadpool paperback omnibus. Marvel are bringing out more and more of these as time goes on, and they're a good way to collect stories that you might otherwise have given a swerve if they were in the full-size omnibus, or maybe just not picked up in trade format. This has pricing that we will go over at the end of the video after the flip through. But what I will say is the construction of this is obviously in keeping with trade paperbacks, but as I said on previous videos discussing these paperback omnibuses, Marvel have done a real good job with the quality of the printing and the quality of the paper. It feels like good, thick, high quality paper, and it's the kind of paper I'd want to have in the larger omnibuses, but you quite often just don't get. And it's a real shame because, you know, this is a well produced book. Let's have a look at the inside, see what the art, cover a bit of the story without spoiling anything, and then we will get on to the pricing after that. So you can either jump ahead or whatever you want to do. Okay, so this is the Spider-Man Deadpool Omnibus from Marvel. It's a trade paperback size book, obviously, but with more content just due to its sheer size. Now, collects Spider-Man Deadpool 1 to 18 from 2016. It follows Spider-Man and Deadpool as they end up buddying up due to Deadpool not realising that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, and Deadpool having been sent to kill Peter Parker. Now, Spider-Man obviously tries to convince Deadpool that Peter Parker doesn't need killing, and eventually gets through to him, and Deadpool realises the error of his ways. This is when Peter Parker is a CEO of his tech company. Now, it's got good artwork, this story. I really like the kind of clear, chunky artwork. It's got lots of cameos from other characters in there. There's a good story in this book where they go on a sort of double date to a nightclub, and that one just made me laugh. You've got, well, there you are. There you've got Lady Thor appearing. You have Miles Morales appearing as well. You get an insight into Deadpool's sort of domestic life, I suppose, with his partner, girlfriend, and it's a good ride. There's a good story where they go to Hollywood as well, and they actually break the numbering of the books in order to ensure that it's all sort of mapped in the order that makes sense in the book. And I really enjoyed the Hollywood story. It just made me laugh again. The only thing I found with this book was it was a bit of a slog to read all at once. It was more of a book that you pick up, read a couple of issues of, or just a issue, and then pop it back down and come back to it later. Some books just like that, especially with comic books. You know, you can either plough through them and go from start to finish, or I just find other ones you've got to take your time over, and I find this was one of the moments where that I had to digest a little in between because there's a lot going on. I'm not saying it's necessarily taxing on the brain, but I just found there's only so much of it I could handle at once just because of what it was. Extras, as you can see, you get a few covers and sketches in the back, but nothing really to write home about. But it's a fun book. It's a good read. It's got energetic writing, energetic art, and you won't be disappointed with it. Okay, so that was the flip through. I say the story's okay. It's not the kind of book I could pick up and blast through in one sitting, to be honest. Found it a little hard going. There is a volume 2 of this out, or coming out, depending on when you watch this video. I'm not going to pick that up. I think this is enough Spider-Man Deadpool action for me. This, I would say a target price for this is about 20 odd quid. I wouldn't pay any more new for it. I certainly didn't. I think it's good value at £20 anymore, and you start eking over into is it worth it territory, particularly as there's 2 volumes to get. So then you end up spending around the £40 to £50 mark to get both of them, and you're thinking, well, is this something I could have spent elsewhere, on better products, i.e. a full-sized hardback omnibus that's got a bit more staying power, because obviously got to remember, whilst I've said that the good quality of materials used in this, ultimately it's still a trade book and it will come apart or fray or wear more so than a hardback omnibus would. Well, that's obviously up to you and your budget. And as I always say, shop around. You'll probably find it with the publisher's return mark now. This has been out for a while, so you may get a good deal on that and find it even down to £15 or less if you can. Let me know what you think about this book. This one you knew about? Did you know this was an omnibus format that could come out and that you were able to save a bit of money on if you were just speculatively buying this book to see about it? Please feel free to give us a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.